Well, 3/4 of Australians say they trusted business less than they did last year. That's according to a survey by the public relations firm Edelman. What's more, the gap between trust in government and the business was wider than in any country in the developed world. For more, its CEO, Amanda Little, joined us now live in the studio. Amanda, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I really like this first line in the press release, and let me just read it. Australian consumers rank a company's ability to offer a good product or service higher than good corporate governance and respect for the environment. Respect for the environment. Doesn't that fly in the face of this theory that more and more consumers and people out there actually want to be greener and are supporting greener initiatives?
Well, on the face of it, yes, but actually, no. I mean, the first thing that these are upscale, educated consumers in the survey. The first thing they want is the company to make good products and services. And we've had in Australia a number of product recalls over the last couple of years, and what that's kind of pointing to is people are a bit sick of that. They want good quality products and they want them at good value price. The two lower things, which have been lower in all the studies that have been done on the Trust Barometer globally, regard for the environment and CSR, they actually have always been lower, but they're actually the fastest growing. So what's happening is underneath the surface, they're growing faster than any other indicators, and what we expect will happen is that environment, social engagement and CSR are becoming much more and more important. So once we come out of the downturn, I think we'll see that these things become much more important. And in other studies we found that with younger people, younger audience, Generation Y, it's even more important. So.
And I understand that, I'm still in that age bracket. Okay, so the survey, how many people actually trust business? What are the figures?
Well, we asked people if they trusted people, how much had their trust fallen,
right.
And 74% of them said yes, that their trust had fallen in business over the last 12 months.
Right.
So certainly trust in business as an institution has taken a big dent. Trust in government is up, and trust also in the not-for-profit sector, NGOs, is up.
Why have we seen this fall in trust, do you think?
Well, I think, you can't ignore the global information, the global financial crisis. I think we've also had a couple of high-profile companies that have gone under in Australia recently. Allco, which is sort of disintegrated, and ABC Learning, and all of that makes people feel very nervous. So.
This survey, though, does it suggest that trust is as important as it used to be, though?
Well, the reason Edelman studies trust is it underpins relationships,
okay.
And you can't have a good relationship in the public domain and the community if people don't trust you.
Or a personal one.
That's right. And what the study also shows, it also asks people, will they buy products and services from companies they do or don't trust? And the answer is yes in both cases.
Okay.
So if they don't trust, they won't buy, and if they do trust, they will. And the study also asks if they'll pay a premium, and something like 80% of people say they'll pay a premium for a company they trust. This is another thing that happens in a downturn, is that there's a flight to quality. Consumers get nervous and they say, well, if I'm going to spend the money, I need to make sure that money, I don't have to re-spend it, I buy the right product in the first place.
Okay. If we had to rank sectors or types of businesses that are least trusted to the most trusted, what would that list look like?
The most trusted in Australian sectors are technology and healthcare,
right.
And least trusted are insurance and media companies.
Do you know why?
No, we don't know why. That's what people said.
And government's also quite well trusted.
Yes, government is...
Is that a surprise, though?
Well, I think in a time of crisis, there's kind of not many institutions left. So government's neck and neck in terms of trust with not-for-profit sector, and both those sectors. And when you ask people in the survey, we asked them, did they want government to intervene? And the answer was a definite yes. So they've got a strong mandate to act and to intervene and to introduce more regulation, according to the Trust Barometer.
So according to those surveyed also, who do they turn to for trusted sources of information?
Well, third-party experts, academics, people representing, again, the not-for-profit sector come up very highly,
right.
As opposed to CEOs. So I think that's part and parcel of what's happened is, because, if you're not trusting... There's been a couple of high-profile CEOs who've said things that later turned out to be not true, so that hasn't been good. But the other thing that comes out of that is really for business to have a very broad approach to its communications and its stakeholder relations, to be talking to different groups in the community, not just media and not just business analysts and the business community.
Just finally, for businesses out there, whether they're large or small to medium businesses, how can they use the information that you guys have compiled to improve their business and improve their trust, I guess?
Well, really, first of all, they've got to make good products and stand behind them, and they've got to comply to the spirit of the law. So a big part of that, and they've also got to communicate strongly with their employees. Employees come up as a strong source of information about companies. So really it means, as I was saying before, you've got to have a multifaceted approach to communications. Not only, you know, if you're doing good things, you've got to tell people about it.
Amanda, appreciate your time. Thank you very
Thank
much. Interesting to see that media companies at the bottom of that list, obviously they weren't talking to people that watch the Sky News Business Channel, because I think we're pretty trustworthy. We've got plenty more to come after the break, including Australia's youngest